Hello everybody, this is lesson 5.1 ratios. So I want you to write this at the top of your spiral notebook and make sure you're on the correct page in your notebook, and it should say on the website what page it should be on. And also I want you to divide up your paper into 4 sections. So when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. On the upper left-hand side of your notes, I want you to copy what you see on your screen right now. And I want you to pause the video so you can do so, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. So here we have the definition of a ratio, and ratios are a comparison of two numbers by division, and there are 3 ways to compare a ratio. You can use the word 2 in the middle, you can use the colon symbol in the middle, or you can use the division bar. So for today, we're going to be writing them as fractions. And for the next part here, it says ratios with measurements. When you have 2 units or 2 quantities that have different measures, you want to make sure that both quantities have the same units. So here's an example of what I mean by that. So for instance, if we have 20 seconds to a minute, we convert them so that they're both seconds, and then we go ahead and simplify that ratio. So in this case, the answer would be 1/3. Let's take a look at example 1. On your paper, I want you to write 3 mice to 30 dolphins. Press pause if you need to finish writing this down. Okay, so for 3 mice to 30 dolphins, what you want to do to write this as a ratio is you put the 3 mice on top. So you're going to write 3, and then the 30 dolphins on the bottom. Then we'll write 30. And then what we'll do from here to express this as a ratio is we're going to go ahead and simplify it. We divide both the denominator and numerator by 3, and then our answer is going to be 1/10. And so now we box it. Let's do the next problem. Now let's take a look at example 2 that says 15 out of 100 campsites at a campground are reserved for campers with pets. Write as a ratio and explain its meaning. Now keep in mind that when it says to write it as a ratio, they want it in simplest form. So please pause the video so you can finish copying this problem down, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so we're going to write this as a ratio. So we're going to put 15 as the numerator and 100 as the denominator. So now we check to see if we can simplify, and we can. They're both divisible by 5. So we divide them both by 5, and then we're going to get, for our numerator, it's going to be 3 over, and our denominator is going to be 20. So our ratio is 3:20. Now, for the next part, it says to explain its meaning. Okay, and this is important because you need to know how to explain this in terms of the problem. So as your sample explanation, you could say, for every 20 campsites, 3 are reserved for campers with pets. So then you need to write it as a complete sentence. And here's the sentence. Please pause the video if you need to pause it so that you can write this down, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so what you see on your screen, you need to copy it on the lower left side of your notes. So please pause the video so you can copy it down, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so now we have, using measurements, we're going to be writing a ratio for 2 numbers that have units on them. So for this example here, we have 15 inches to 1 foot. So the first unit of measure, the 15 inches, we're going to put that in our numerator, and the 1 foot will be our denominator. Okay, remember that when you're using measurements, that you should always make sure that they have the same units. So what we're going to do here is this 1 foot, we're going to convert it into inches. And for those conversions that you aren't familiar with, for instance, ounces to cups, the conversion table is on the last page of your textbook. But with inches, it's a little bit easier since we use it on a regular basis. So there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So we're going to have 15 inches on top, and then we're going to replace the 1 foot with the 12 inches. Now that they have the same unit of measures, you can cross out the inches on top with the inches on the bottom, so they don't have the unit of measure in your answer. And then you're going to go ahead and reduce. The 15 and the 12 are both divisible by 3. So we're going to divide them both by 3, and then we're going to have 5 to 4. And this is our final answer. Now, one thing about ratios, you do not make them a mixed number. You always leave them improper if it's an improper fraction, because the definition of a ratio is you're comparing two quantities. So you don't want to make it a mixed number where there's no longer going to be a number on top and a number on the bottom. So that's all for your notes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.